Greetings, Riff Runners. This is Elfie Agent Coil doing a Dev Plays match with Jason, OCE, the community manager for Infinity Wars.
And I am Jason.
And we are just going to be doing a showcase match today, which will show off some new cards from the new set that's coming out soon. We currently have our Kickstarter going, so if you're listening to this in the next kind of week, it's still going right now, so do check that out. And there's a whole bunch of cool stuff in there you can get. But for today, we're going to be looking at this insectoid deck that we're going to try and make work a bit more, because there's a couple of cool cards that have come in, particularly in Revelations, that I want to show off today, but there's also some good ones from Intrigue that are there as well. But we won't spend much time here. You can have a quick look at that deck list. You can see there's a lot of swarmers is basically the idea. There's not much of a theme here other than just swarm him with lots of swarmers.
As for my deck, we've got a relatively safe 2 Genesis Industries, 1 Flame Dawn that's making a use of a lot of the new cards in Revelations. The main idea that I want to build up to is this down here, Talich Accords, and I want to get that off as soon as possible, and then I'm going to drop a Calamity on the field to reset everything. I want to buff as many things in my hand and deck as possible and have permanent buffs going on so I can just outscale and outmaneuver my opponent after the reset. The 2 cards that I'll be revealing later on this game include Security 5000 and Defy Surveillance. Stay tuned for those.
Let's do this. I'm just going to invite Jason to the match. Hopefully we'll have a good match together.
Well, that is interesting. You know, that really bugs me.
And Jason has a double Genesis and Flame Dawn, whereas I'm rocking Factionless, obviously to get the Swarmer Broodlord. Apathena's Bloodfly, which is a new one here. We'll take a deeper look at this soon. I do have to take my turn as well. And then Caretaker of the Swarm to pour out more Swarmers. Now, we don't really have a turn 1 play, which is a problem. So I'm going to mulligan that. See what we get. Yes, we get something, which is good. Okay, there's the first flying sleeper out, and I believe we're good.
I'm just going to be starting off by just buffing up my scouting drone. I want to get some flying pressure out there and just, force my opponent to respond to that somehow. Here we see the new card, Defy Surveillance. It's a 2-cost, 1-period Genesis Industries card, preemptive. Target character gains +2/+2 and untouchable this turn. It also has Recall 4, meaning that you can play this from the graveyard for 4 resources, and it will remove itself from the game. Very fun, useful card, and a good thing to just have on hand if you ever need to, maneuver yourself out of a specific situation.
Okay, and just while we're waiting for Jason, we have Apathena's Bloodfly. Flying, Infect, and Charge. People who are new to the game, Charge means you get to throw it straight into the assault zone. Infect means that anyone it kills is going to come onto our side, and yes, like I said, this is the first sleeper. So there's flying. Let's come to Infinity Wars being... this is now a second one that's coming out. So, here we go. Not much there, he just pumped up a character. It's cool. I'm going to come in and fly here to do some damage. Actually, we might even do this. We're going to pay 1 and exhaust this. It doesn't have to be back there. And that'll give us that. That's pretty cool. Let's do that. Not much else we can do this turn. Okay.
I think this turn, understanding that this is a bit of a interesting bug type deck, I think it might be best if we just keep playing low and slow. So this turn, I'm going to drop a Tinker on Vesta, and another Aletta buff on Scouting Drone. By the way, for those who don't know, Vesta has a cool little thing. When Vesta Firebrand Commander attacks, all characters in your deck and hand permanently gain +1/0. I want to try and play her out as soon as possible. Multi-strike means that they're going to get multiple attacks off, and I want to try and get some serious buffs going for the rest of my deck.
Going to keep buffing this character up, so clearly Jason is trying to make this quite a card. So we can use something like Concealed Infection, which is an intrigue card, which will allow all the characters in our assault zone to get deadly. Not that he'll be necessarily defending with that. Okay, we've got some other tools there. Might just put that there so we can do some defense. And then we're just going to keep pumping these insectoids out. We don't really have a lot else we can do this turn, unfortunately.
Alright, there's our Calamity. That's the first puzzle piece we need. The second thing we need is, as soon as possible, we want to get that Tarlicher Chords. Everything that we want to do kind of relies on that, you know? So this turn, we can just play out our flying drone and give it another quick little buff. By the way, this cannon fodder here is important to have in our hand. We want to keep that for as long as possible so that when we play Tarlicher Chords, he's going to start getting buffs. He has haste, meaning that we can play that wherever we like. Very important for us once we have the Tarlicher Chords, because we start buffing that from our hand and it's going to make things pretty overwhelming. Alright, tries to block, doesn't work, buddy. I'm just going to fly right over the top of you. That's just fine.
It's going to get very painful very quickly, but let's use a Sentinel Swarmer and see if we can draw some extra cards to help us out. And there's not much else we can do this turn. Could block with this to stop some damage. Could block with that to stop some damage. I think that might be worth doing.
Here we go. Here's one of my favorite cards, Filthy Larry, designed by a friend of mine. This one's already been revealed, so, you know, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but when you deploy Filthy Larry, who is factionless, by the way, it creates 6 cold shots. You set their cost to 1, and then put 1 in your hand and shuffle the rest into your deck. Fantastic opportunity for some control opportunities. I think this is going to be a great card in Warpath, honestly. They don't currently have a whole lot of control options. Alright, so we are going to take out the little Scarab Spybug. Not bad. Still more people coming through.
Okay, that might be helpful soon. So this is a new card as well, coming from Revelations, which is create 8 2/2 undead characters. They become exhausted for 2 turns, and we can recall it, which means that we can play it from the graveyard for, in this case, cheaper, sometimes more expensive. Okay. Alright, so this will let us get lots of cards.
Oh no! Sentinel Swarmer. Uh-oh.
So we might keep taking some damage just so we can keep putting out more characters onto the field. Okay, and we will eventually start taking out these flying units with our drag down, but we're just going to hold off a little bit because we only get 1 drag down so far. So,
alright, get in there, Vesta. We want you to start buffing our stuff. Just quickly move my hand around. Sorry, Filthy Larry, you might not get played this game.
Target character gains that health. Well, let's hope that he ends up sacrificing that to pump the scouting drone, because that would be funny, because we'll take it with the dragon collar. So let's see what happens. We'll take the risk.
Okay, come on, Vesta. Give me them buffs. Give us another one. There we go.
So hopefully we're going to get to a flying sleeper very soon.
We have 3 mechanisms. Alright, let's just play all that out. And Defy Surveillance is great, but I think I'm going to shuffle this into our hand because we need our Tarlicher Chords. It's the most important thing to us right now. Please. Oh! Alright. Tinker on Vesta.
Got some really cool stuff coming out soon too there. With that, I might even drag him down for now and see if we can... Oh, we can't. Let's see if we can fake him out with this next turn. Oof. It's a lot of +1/+1s he's going to be getting. Okay, we're going to bring him back through Unending Swarmer, sorry. He's going to keep buffing this guy.
The Vesta buffs are starting to come through. Mechanism, baby! We're getting so big! There it is. Talich Accords. Feels good. Okay.
So, he's possibly going to be sacrificing this guy just to... just to pump him up and keep him alive. But let's see what happens here if we pop a couple of these ones out. We'll get this as well, so that we can bring out more swarmers. 2-drop swarmers looks good, as well as paying 1. And that won't work. We're going to want to exhaust a character that isn't already exhausted. And then let's see what happens here. I'm on 57 health. We are feeling some pain here. But let's see what happens here.
I could just potentially... It's got charge, so it was played directly into the assault zone. I'm just going to leave this here and assume that he's going to eventually chicken out and chuck that there to defend. Because if we're just going to race, this is a race I'm going to win. Alright. Let's go... Let's go Flag Bearer. So whatever he puts at the front, we're just going to kick that back. I'm going to throw a Tinker down on Vesta. And why don't we make this guy a little bit stronger, hey? I think this should be interesting. Alright, perfect. We kick that Insectoid back out to the back. Our flying guys are going to fight each other, which is perfect. That means flying is no longer something we need to worry about.
Pumping them up even more. Can't block. That was my own fault in using this new character that cannot block. That's not really useful in this scenario. So, we're in trouble here.
I'm not fully sure what happened there. Can't block? How very interesting. Well, if that's the case, well, now that we know it can't block, because neither of us can read at this point, I think we're just going to move Scouting Drone over here. Flag Bearer, you can go over here as well. And we have to play out Talich Accords. We have to. Boink.
Alright, so we're going to have to block here. We definitely have to do some blocking. Let us move this into the right spot for starters. We're going to drag down this guy here. And then we're going to put a bunch of defense in there as well. And then we'll put the rest of these in here. Like so. We definitely don't want to lose here, so let's, in this exact moment, so let's do that. And I think the best case here would be to, this is a bit of a long-term thing, so maybe we'll just do Remember the Giants and then recall one.
Oh man, he's really going in. Man, I don't even mind. Look at how many buffs we got. This guy's 7 attack. We got 7 attack buffs off that. 11 and 4 Splitter Light. And now Talich Accords is going to kick in too, so this is just going to get jacked.
Alright, so we definitely need to bring in some kind of flying character to stop him just dropping a flying charge character and then winning the game. So we'll also bring out this new card from Intrigue, which is to create a brings life by passing in the hand. Alright, let's do that. This would be good to show off, but yeah, obviously we've got other problems on our hands right now. That means we can't wait for 2 turns before we get those 8 2/2 characters. But we have got a character with reach now, so that's good. Okay. We have to wait for him to bring it out on the battlefield to use the Dragon Collar on this guy. But let's spread our bets here a little bit. And we'll leave the reach guy here. We're going to start coming in a bit harder here to him. Let's... We can afford to lose one of them to this guy. So we can start doing some damage. We can't really afford to lose many more. So, I'll bring this one back as well. Maybe this one. It's a bit risky, but I don't think he's got enough there to attack through. So, let's see what happens from here.
Alright, I'm going to quickly put Genesis Battlesuit on the battlefield. We're about to lose it anyway. We're just going to pump up our resources by 1 and let the rest of the game play out with a huge advantage. 3 mechanisms, a Tarlich Accord in play, meaning that we're just going to keep buffing everything. Unless he somehow manages to overwhelm me this coming turn, I think we're okay. Let's see what he's got. Alright, so he's got a location out. That might change things. Oh, he has so many cards on the field. This is just gonna hurt so much. Okay, he's just drawing a bunch of cards.
Alright, that's a lot of cards we're getting now, which is great. Hopefully we're going to roll into a... Oh, don't tell me we're going to lose a Dragon Collar because I've drawn too many cards.
He might just deck himself out at this point.
Yep, we're going to lose those cards. Wow, okay, so it turns out our ability to draw lots of cards has just backfired on us a little bit there. That's alright.
He just threw away 3 cards.
Now we do want to build more of these Swarmers to be able to get more abilities out. Okay, we might as well make everyone go up by +1/+1 and bring out... Might do the Tranquil Swarmer because this will be useful for if we have to defend in a hurry. Oh, it's Vigilance, of course it's Vigilance, so we're going to have to do that. Play it out there. And if we had the Dragon Collar right now, we could be doing more damage to him. That could have been game. It's alright. Lesson learned. Put your cards at the back if you can draw lots of cards that turn. 29-29, we don't like that. And we don't have any other flyers. We're really trying to cycle to try and get more flyers out. Let's just create some more sleepers. Maybe start running some people into him, but we don't necessarily want to do that. So we're just going to keep it at the flyers. We have this scouting drone now, which is good next turn. We can just try and take it a bit easy and slowly bring him down. We have got, remember, the giants, so we can play that out now if we wanted to. So we might just quickly undo our turn, which is one of the coolest parts of Infinity Wars. And we'll start with bringing out another giant, like so. And we'll attack with him. Move everyone up a bit more in stats. And now with 4 left, we'll pump ourselves for next turn. And we will give this guy the ability to come back.
I'm sorry, Elfie. I have to do this. Calamity.
Pulled out a Calamity, pulled out the trump card, killed everything. Which is not good for us.
Remember the giants? Totally fine with me. Yeah, you want to make it thing attack? Totally fine by me. Everything is gone. Let's start again, shall we?
Of course, the old Calamity. Now the cool thing about the Calamities is now been changed so you can only play it once. Alrighty, we are not Calamity proof unfortunately, but we can bring out this to start bringing some more out every turn.
Now, the best part is, I could just play this, this, and this, and I've already got so much damage, and there's no way he can stop this realistically. Not with his purity setup.
So we're going to do that so we can defend straight away. With 5 left, we'll do Caretaker of the Swarm. Wow, because it's now got Vigilance. That could bite us as well later on, but because it's got Vigilance, because they both have Vigilance,
I could just play this, but I think I'm going to toy with him just a little bit. I know that's entirely mean, but I think that might be the fun thing to do. So we're going to get Filthy Larry out onto the field. And he's just going to see these stat lines and have no response.
Oh my, there are some big guys in here. And he's got Filthy Larry, which is a new reveal as well for this new set. When you deploy Filthy Larry, create 6 called shots. Called shots, reduce their cost to 1, then put 1 in your hand and shuffle the rest into your deck. And he's a 37/22. My gosh.
This is the other card that I get to reveal here today. Security 5000. When Security 5000 dies, create an exact copy of it in your hand. Now, when you start buffing it with Tarlicher chords, and with Tinkers, and with Aletters, it's going to get very powerful, and then it's going to come back very powerful. A very fun combo that we can very much abuse.
Alright, another Tranquil Swarmer. Not really that helpful for us. He might expect us to start attacking, or he probably is going to expect us to start defending. So, what we will do is we will move all these guys over here. None of these have any kind of ability to do more damage and do more attacks. So, no one's got unstoppable. So, we'll do this one here. We kind of just need characters to defend right now. But we also want to keep bringing more characters out. So, we'll pull these guys back, keep that one doing that, and bring out 2 more. Unfortunately, we've got to spend these swarmers just to defend. But what we will do is undo all that, and let's see if we can do something here where we bring that out, we'll keep this here, and then we'll use Caretaker the Swarm on Unending Swarmer, which we want to keep alive. We probably want to keep these guys consuming for a bit, so we're going to put him at the end, and that should be enough to make a play.
Oh look, this is the coloured version of Security 5000, by the way. What an interesting little card. Alright, little Timmy bot, split a light. Let's get some securities out. Filthy Larry, you going in for the attack. We're going to call shot on the defense zone. Yep, I'm okay with that. Oh, that gave everything vigilance the turn it was played. Interesting. I didn't know it worked like that. That's pretty cool. I'm going to assume that he's not going to attack. But I don't want to play the cannon fodder yet. Oh! Smart lad! He dodged it! Very well done.
Alright, finally we get our Ascending Swarmer, which is what we've been waiting all game for. So let's do that. Now we have to try Security 5000. When it dies, create an exact copy of it in your hands. There will be more Popo on the way every time we kill it. Gosh, we want to keep pumping out more Insectoids, but unfortunately we don't have any Insectoids spare. So, there's predictably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them coming. Any one of them could probably kill us. So yeah, we have to, unfortunately, it seems like we have to sacrifice. This might be the end game. It's unfortunate. It's been a good match, so.
Alright, we've got our Defy Surveillance out. Let's give something untouchable. I reckon Filthy Larry. Little Timmy Bot, you're about to go in. Security, you stay there. You're going to get buffs. Actually, we'll keep the slightly stronger one there for buffs. Let's bring Drop Pod Battalion out. Let's bring out Flag Bearer. And let's drop the cannon fodder. This is going to be the real interesting bit they're not going to see coming. And we just throw the Tinker out on cannon fodder as well. And this might be the end of the game. If it's not, I'm going to be very surprised to see how they manage to come back from this.
Oh, Drop Pod Battalion comes on in, another new card, which is going to give everyone +4, sorry, everyone either side of it, +4/+4. Okay. He's got some
Bugs did their best, but unfortunately can't beat Handshakes.
pretty beefy characters. It's quite a cool deck, Jason. And that's game. GG.
Good game, well played, Agent Coil.
And now we can even jump into the replay of the game if we wanted to check it out from his perspective. But we'll just sign off for now, and thank you so much for watching.
If you want to watch more of these, feel free to check out the playlist linked in the description. We will have other games coming up soon, unless of course you're watching this on the day it releases, in which case this might be the only one for now. But yeah, we got plans to make more of these. If you enjoy this content, feel free to hit that subscribe button, the like button, ring that bell, all that other good stuff. You know what you're doing by now. And of course, check out the Kickstarter at ks.infinitywarsclassic.com. We'll see you in the next one.